What is going on, Leos? Butch Tarot here. I am going to do a general read. Because it's a general read, it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I've been starting these off with an oracle card. I don't have all the cards. Not playing with a full deck. So the Earth and Bone Oracle. Absolutely love it. So let's get one. Universe, give us a message for Leos. All right, Leo's ascension, transformation, end of cycle, beginnings. Ascension. With all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what message do we have for Leos? What is going on for the Leos? All right. So first things first, Leo. I mean, I feel like you got there's multiple energies here. I feel like one is a new energy. And I feel like the other is someone familiar. You may not have met this new person yet, but this other person is quite familiar. I feel like with this person, you had a connection with this person. I feel like this person. I mean, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse and the Five of Pentacles. I feel like this person, they played around. You know, I feel like this person, they were all about themselves. You know, I feel like this player energy with this person, I feel like they played games. I feel like this person, you know, when they didn't get what they wanted, I feel like they were in and out. You know, they were never someone you could rely on, and definitely not someone that was consistent. You know, I feel like this person, there's so much in and out energy with that person. I mean, I feel like this person didn't know what they wanted with the Two of Wands in reverse. And it just caused problems. You know, it caused this to fall apart with that Tower card. You know, we also have the Ten of Swords. So I do feel like this person betrayed your trust. You know, and I feel like this person, like I said, they made a lot of promises they didn't follow through. You know, it was like they were there for themselves, not for you. Like I said, very in and out energy. I even feel like it might have been just more of a physical thing, more of a physical connection with this person. At least that's how they saw it. I don't think that's how you saw it, but I feel like that's how they saw it. You know, and if they didn't get what they wanted, they, you know, very immature energy of that hot and cold. not getting what they wanted, so they kind of, stomp off like a child is told no. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this person, if they didn't get their way, I feel like they didn't like that at all. But they weren't offering you anything. They weren't really offering you anything substantial. Like I said, there was a lot of player energy with that person. Now, I feel like I don't feel like that's so far back that, I feel like the energy is still kind of present, and I feel like it does become more, evident moving forward. And I'll tell you why in a second. Now, with this other person, I feel like this is someone that's coming in, someone new. And I feel like with this person, first thing you notice is like, it's a very confident energy with this person. Very take charge, but also, they go after what they want. I feel like this person is coming in and they're coming to you, and they see you for what you are. They see your worth, and they're not going to hesitate when it comes to that. Like this person, I do feel like they are moving fast, but I feel like they see what they want and they don't need to hold back. It's very impulsive, but it's very mature. With that King of Wands, that Leo energy, then we have the Aries energy with that Queen of Wands. I feel like this person just enjoys life. They want someone they can share it with, and they're not afraid to say that. When they see something they want, they're not afraid to tell you. This person is drawn to you. From day one, they're drawn to you. And like I said, they're not afraid to say that. With that Empress, there's just something about you that, I feel like they've been waiting for you. That's the feeling they get when they're around you. This is what they've been waiting for, and they're not going to hesitate with that. They're not going to, they're not going to play games. Very different energy from this other person. Like I said, with the Fool as well, we have the Fool. It's the beginning of a new journey. And I feel like this person is well adjusted. They're self-aware. And like I said, with the Three of Wands, I feel like this person's been waiting for you. They've been waiting for someone like you, and they're not gonna risk losing you by playing around. Very confident, very sure of themselves, very, they don't mix words. I feel like with this person, they don't mix words. They tell you what they want. And like I said, with that Empress, they see you as, they're looking for someone that they can have a life with. They're looking for a legitimate partner. This person is not the type of person that just screws around. And like I said, sets them quite a bit different precedent than the other person. You know what I mean? Like this person's looking for love. They're looking for someone they can move forward with. They're looking for someone they can build a life with. They're looking for someone that enjoys life like they do. And I feel like this person, like I said, there's a bit of an impulsive energy with this person, but I feel like it's very mature. And what I mean by that is some people can be impulsive and make stupid mistakes. And some people are impulsive in the way that they're sure they want something. And when they want something, they go after it. And that's what I mean by with this person. They're impulsive in that way. They're impulsive in the way that when they want something, they go after it. There's some people that are overly impulsive, like they just do stupid shit. They're not even sure why. I feel like this person's very, very aware. Like I said, very self-aware, very sure of why they do the things they do. And like I said, they're not going to wait around to see what happens. They're not. I feel like this person goes after what they want. Like I said, they're looking to build. Like I said, they're looking to build a foundation. They're looking for someone they can have a good time with. They're looking for someone that makes them laugh, that they can make laugh. Someone that doesn't take life that seriously, but also isn't aloof either. You know what I mean? Like there's that really nice middle ground. And with this person, I feel like they're very nurturing. And I feel like it's because they are trying to build something. They are trying to build something real. So, I mean, they want a partner. They don't want someone they can control. They don't want someone that, you know, obeys them. They want someone that enjoys them, that they can enjoy. Some people are looking for someone something to conquer. This is not this person. I mean, this is someone that wants to enjoy life. They want to have fun. And they want to have fun with the right person. And that's what I'm saying is, like I said, with that Two of Cups, that love, this is what they're looking for. They're looking for the forever person. And they see you and they're drawn to you. And it's a very significant connection that we see because we pulled the Empress, but also we have the Emperor. Someone that makes you feel safe, someone that makes you feel like you're part of something, someone that makes you feel like you don't have to wonder if this person is going to ditch you tomorrow, or you don't have to wonder if this person has your back. And there's a comfort in that. There's a comfort in knowing the person next to you is there for the long haul. They're there to make it work. They're there to show up. They got your back. And there's so much comfort in that. I mean, sometimes we get in relationships, like I feel like in this past relationship, I do feel like there was a lot of that. Like there's so much uncertainty. You didn't know. And that little temper tantrum this person throws, like I said, with that Five of Pentacles, really, it didn't help you feel secure. This person, this new person, there's a security to it. They make you feel safe. They make you feel wanted. And they see your worth. If not anything else, that's a big upgrade from this past person. And like I said, with this new person, they know what they want. And I do see them making you a real offer. They're not playing games. But in creeps this other one. I mean, I feel like we got to talk about it because I felt this, and this is what we were talking about earlier. I told you we'd get to it. The reason we talk about this past person is I feel like they're gonna make a play for you. And I feel like this new person is the catalyst for that, because I feel like this past person is seeing things differently. They're seeing you happy without them, and I feel like that's pissing them off. And I do see them coming back and wanting to reconcile and try to make things right. I feel like it's out of jealousy, though. I don't feel like it's authentic whatsoever. And even if it was authentic, I feel like they only want you because they can't have you now. They had their shot. It reminds me of, like, I remember I was a kid. I remember when I was a kid. I told a story before because it's actually pretty funny. I remember we had this yard sale, and my cousin, he was selling some of his toys. Toys that he didn't want, toys that he didn't play with. And this little boy come up and he bought one of his trucks. And his mom was still looking at, like, it was a multi-family yard sale. So the mom was looking at stuff, and she said, "I'll take the truck." And so the little boy, he ended up going over to the side and playing with his truck, having a great old time. And my cousin got so upset. And it's not because he even wanted the truck. It's because now he sees someone else enjoying it. Now he sees someone else being happy with it, and now he wants it back. So it's a very childish. I mean, I'm comparing this other person to a child a lot. Sorry. For the cross watcher, I am sorry if that's you. But very immature. Like I said, only wanting what they can't have, not appreciating what they do have. But yeah, I do see this person coming back, trying to make a play. I mean, they want to be with you, but I honestly feel like it's for all the wrong reasons. That's the energy I'm getting. I could be wrong about that. I don't think I am. With that past person, I mean, we have Sagittarius, we have some Gemini, we have some Taurus, some Aquarius. We have Capricorn. Some Scorpio as well. With this new person, I mean, we have Aries, we have Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer and Pisces, Libra. There's some Aquarius as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they're a fire sign, or have a lot of fire in their charts. Yeah. But like I said, it's, sometimes people screw up. Sometimes people let go of the good ones. That's not your problem. They had their shot. They screwed it up. That's not your problem. Even if this person was genuine, even if they genuinely missed you, and maybe this new person or newfound happiness, has got this person thinking about you differently. I mean, they had their shot. That's one thing with me. I've always been that way. If someone, anybody I ever dated ever screwed me over, it's pretty much it. I would have to care about you an awful lot, or, I mean, I would have to care about you an awful lot, and not or, and you'd have to make it right. If you're willing to do the work, I mean, that speaks volumes to me. Unfortunately, anybody that's ever screwed me over didn't really care and didn't really try. Like, I had one ex in particular that, she hurt me pretty bad, and she tried to make it right, but I mean, I wasn't hearing it. I was past it. You know what I mean? Like, it was like sometimes you cross a line you can't uncross. You know. I mean, even with Rose, I mean, there's times when we broke up and we got back together because over stupid shit. But that's different. That's stupid shit. But someone screws you over, betrays you, cheats on you, abuses you, anything like that. A lot of like for me, I can't cross back into that area because you've crossed the line. Now with me and Rose, we've broken up before over stupid shit, which is fixable. But that one girl I was talking about before, she tried to get me back, but I was too stupid to realize I had gotten with someone else. We were broken up for probably 3 months, and I ended up started dating someone else. And then all of a sudden, I was getting messages from my ex saying, I've been thinking about you and all that other bullshit. You know what I mean? Just that, why weren't you thinking about me when you were with me? And I was too stupid to realize that she was aware there was someone else. Like, I'm not the type of person who puts a lot of information. I don't put it on Facebook. I don't know how she found out, but I found, I realized that she knew a couple of weeks, and I ended up ruining that new relationship because I was thinking about my ex, and I was thinking, okay, well, maybe she did change. Maybe, this and that, and she's doing a lot of effort, but it's not fair to me being with someone new and still talking to my ex. I didn't think that was right, so I ended up breaking up with her. And the reason I found out that she knew, my past girlfriend knew that I was with someone else, And the reason why this all came out is because when I told her that I wasn't dating her anymore, she stopped trying so hard to get back with me. Some people just want what they can't have. You know, and I don't want to be someone you want when you can't have me. Anyway, that's what I have for you. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.